from the Arctic northern parts of North America. Actually, we're kind of in the middle.
Yeah, we're not.
People say that we're north, but if you look at the map, you know, we're in the middle
Hi,
of North
everyone.
America. Almost right in the middle. Actually, I think Winnipeg's right in the middle. But we're off center. Kind of like this live chat. A little off center. So welcome to today's live feed. It is a little bit of a chilly day out there today.
It is pretty cold.
It is cold today. So we figured we'd do a live stream. I don't know if you can see the fire is going in the background there. That's intentional. Our couch isn't on fire. It just looks like our couch over there is on fire.
It's that cold. It's if I put the fireplace on, it's minus 25 Celsius. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's close, probably close to the same thing in Fahrenheit. Stan Horsch says, hi from Winnipeg, Manitoba, our old town that we lived in. I was going to say hometown, but Edmonton's kind of...
Minus 13 Fahrenheit.
Oh, there you go. Anyway, it's chilly.
Yeah.
So because it is chilly outside and because we had some time this evening, we thought we'd do a live stream. One thing I've kind of been saving to do is open this.
Oh, I feel like I could guess.
Okay, well, don't guess yet. When we were clearing out that last house, I found a box and everything in that box was from about 1972 to 74 sort of range. This unopened present was in there. I've not peeked. I didn't peek.
I would not be. If I had found that gift, I would have ripped it open immediately.
Yeah, so in a short while, we'll do the opening of this little present here and we'll see what somebody missed out on 50 years ago, or perhaps what we will get now. So we'll find out. Yeah, so present opening will happen in a short bit. But for the first little bit, we're going to give you guys a, I guess, kind of an update on what's been happening around here. Do you want to do your update first?
I don't know what my update is.
Well, what's happening with you? What's new in the Melissa world?
I tried to do a video today.
But every time we do a live chat, you're trying to do a video.
I know. It was going bad. I made meatballs for supper, but I've been eaten by a cat and trying to mix meat and chop onions with gloves on.
Okay, so show them your fingers. Tell them what happened.
It looks so much worse because the Band-Aids have been through a couple washes.
But what happened to your fingers?
Alexander's mom's cat isn't the friendliest cat. I mean, it just, I think, enjoys the taste of human flesh.
My mom says that her cat is 70% friendly and 30% in her words. And it's that 30%. The cat is just a little bit wild.
It looks innocent. It looks super innocent. It's just chill. I almost said sister-in-law.
It said it doesn't play nice.
I was trying to move her coat because I thought, oh, it might scratch her coat. Ugh. I guess I was taking something away from it, so.
It's funny because I had just had an experience with the cat. I went to go pet it, and you know when a cat sticks its ears back and it just gets its claws out and starts batting at you?
So close.
Oh wait, we had a super chat from Bruce who says, "Go Bills" from Buffalo Bruce. All right, so I'm guessing he's a Buffalo Bills fan. Raven, my mom's cat, is not neutered. My mom thought, we'll just let him, be a cat the way that nature intended.
Yeah.
She's changed her mind since, because after talking to the vet, they're like, well, he'll probably settle down a lot. I think I'd settle down a lot too.
Wow.
So and it's my mom. So I volunteered to take the cat in Friday morning because my mom doesn't like getting up super early, and I don't know, it seemed like the right thing to do. But now I have to deal with getting wild scratchy cat inside of a little carrier and taking it all the way to the vet.
I used to live on a farm, you guys. We had wild cats, and I've never had one slice me like that one did. It was like waiting for me.
Yeah.
It got me good.
Where did we find the cat? On a farm near us. It was like a farm
It was just
kitten.
a kitten when it was.
Yeah. And I mean, it's healthy and everything. It's a
super cute cat too.
It's cute looking,
yeah,
but I don't trust it.
Well, I did until yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, but I mean, the video was not good. I would not want to watch somebody cooking with gloves on and it flopping. No, so bad.
Somebody said, aren't you allergic to cats? I'm allergic to cats. Melissa never was, but...
I think when Jason was getting allergy testing, our middle son, they said that everyone has a certain degree of, who knows how true that is, allergies to cats. And it's your amount of, what's it called when you're with somebody for so long? I mean, not somebody, when you're with an animal and you build up like a tolerance against it. So because we don't have cats, now I have allergies. I feel like I have more allergies than before. Hey, I'm going. I'm getting the comments.
Oh, I got one. Somebody was just asking me the same question over and over again.
Maybe they were really curious.
They might have been, yeah. But so that's Friday. I have to go and catch my mom's wild cat.
That cat's about to get its comeuppance.
Yeah.
Yeah, exposure therapy.
On the, it was a kitten when she got it. Though they said barn cats aren't really domesticated. No,
This one had human contact right from birth, so it was like
it was
playing
inside
with
their
kids
house. Yeah, but
yeah,
who knows?
It's like immunity. Because when I grew up with cats, I never had any allergies, but now that it's been so long in between,
I've always been allergic to
I
cats.
didn't even know what allergies were like. I was like, what's wrong with my eyes? Even my skin was itching. Anybody that has allergies, I feel for you because I have lived in the bliss of no allergies up to this point.
Mel says, whose mom is it? It's my mom.
Yeah.
My mom, Linda. She got a cat.
His mom didn't do it. It was the cat.
It's a lot more feisty and a lot more scratchy than my dad was. That's like her buddy to have at home because, well, I mean, she doesn't want to be there by herself, and I don't know. I imagine
It is a nice cat. Like I bet it's gonna not nice when it's.
Well, Chewy was a little much before he got his before he got taken care of. He was you know. Anyway,
Well, there's like I was nervous about what story.
Chewy
you were
wasn't
about to-
bitey. He was
No.
just he was
I mean, I'm sure you guys can fill
Yeah.
in that space.
Anyway. Mickey B says, how did the auction end up? Well, actually, the auction is still, there's two auctions. We did an auction sale December, was it the 5th? Was it my birthday that I did? Or 3rd? I think maybe it was the 3rd. Anyway, we did a big auction sale from the last house that we emptied out. That was a success. And we actually rolled right into, if you're watching any of our current videos, which some of you are, we are currently clearing out we cleared out a big estate of antique toys and collectibles. And that stuff is all already up at auction as we've been emptying it out. It's already over at the auction and can be bid on now at Kastner.
Yeah, they guessed what was wrong with Chewy before.
Yeah. So the, yeah, the other auction hasn't ended yet. That one ends December 18th. So lots of time to go check out that sale. And if you're watching current videos, there's a lot of neat stuff that's going on, going up through that sale. Yeah, Diane says watching Alexander blush talking about Chewy is hilarious. Well, we are a family-friendly channel, and I have to be careful what I say, but we had an overexcited little puppy, and that settled right down.
Yeah.
Thankfully. Yeah. So, let me see here. We have an auction going on right now. You're watching me probably tomorrow. I think there'll be another video out where I've been going through clearing out a property. Clearing out a bunch of stuff and going through it in the garage. And yeah, it has been super, super busy. Our friend Bill is on. It looks like Matthew Fox is on. Thank you, Matthew, for being our moderator today. I don't know. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to let Christmas settle itself down. We have this big collection that we've got. We're just getting that all sorted and over to the auction house, and you can check that stuff out there. And then I'll probably gear up into something else in January. I just want to have like a couple weeks off over the holidays where I'm not doing a big house clear out. But what day is it today? Monday?
Yep.
Wednesday, I'm going to look at another hoarded property.
I didn't even know about this one.
Well, you kind of did. We've talked about it before.
Diecast Dave is on. He said, I'm here too.
Oh, Diecast Dave is here too. Hi, Dave. So I got a call today, and I've been talking to these folks for a while. I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory on it. I have mentioned this before that I really don't like doing living estates because there is somebody involved who's hoarding, and if they're not getting help for their condition, and it is a condition, and I don't want to downplay that, but if they're not getting help for it, it is too big of a shock to the system for somebody to suddenly see their house emptied out. In this scenario, one of the members, it's a husband and a wife, and the husband has collected so much stuff that the wife has had to move out of the property. And I think that it's at the stage now where they're just having to basically call it a loss and get rid of this stuff. And I think they want to get the house emptied out so they can sell it. So I'm very apprehensive going into this one.
Usually that's a sign.
And to be honest with you, I told them that I wasn't interested in. It's not that they didn't have things I could resell. It's that I said it would be much better for you guys to get rid of the stuff yourself. There's no middle person. I sent over a list on how to get rid of things. I talked for hours to this couple, trying to, I wouldn't say counsel them, but give them advice on how they could clear and clean and get through it. Of course, the wife was all on board, but then the husband got on board too. And I think he started taking stuff over to auction, but from what I understand, he was a little dismayed that some of the things that he thought were were worth a lot more sold for less than he'd hoped for. But that is the risk at an auction sale. It's no reserve and it goes for what it's going to go for. You know, I said you can't really focus on what you're getting for things. What you're getting is your space back, and that's your most valuable asset is your house and your home. So I talked to them about it, but I guess it's been slow moving, and they're at a stage now where it has to go. So I got a phone call today, and they said, yeah, it's got to go. The stuff has to go, and we need it gone soon. So I have a feel. I'm going to look at it on Wednesday. So we'll see. I might have another clear out, but for me, I wish they would have just cleared it out on their own. And I said no to this property because I wanted them to be able to clear it, and I wanted them to be able to reach that point. Because if they could reach the point where they can clear their house on their own, it might help them to not maybe acquire so much stuff in the future. But I guess there's a time limit and everything on it. So I might have another clear out series coming in January. I don't know yet. I'm going to go look at another place. Alex, you're funny, and Melissa, you are pretty, says Tracy.
Oh, thanks, Tracy.
Yeah.
You're pretty too.
Did she say I was funny looking? I can't.
It's funny.
Just funny. Okay, not looking.
Did you open the gift yet? Nope.
No, that's going to happen pretty soon. Lori Hodges, how many vintage cars have you owned? Probably too many. But the vintage car situation.
She said no, handsome.
Oh, thanks. The vintage car situation is this. I've owned a lot of cars when I couldn't afford one in really nice shape. I would buy one in bad shape and kind of fix it up, drive it for a little bit, and then it would go off and as I needed money and stuff. At this stage of my life, what I'd like to do is to have just a few key interesting vehicles that actually mean something to me or might hold their value or be good investments. So I'm trying to go down that road of hanging on to a few interesting things. There will be an update video on the Daimler limousine for those of you that are watching that sub-series about whether that car is running or not. You'll find out. I found out what the problem was with the fuel pump. So I'll leave that there, and then we'll have a little update video coming out in about probably about 6 days or so. We'll have an update video on that. And yes, Melissa is still a teacher for anybody who is asking that too.
Yep. Preschool.
Jim, our friend Jim the blacksmith is on right now. Jim, nice to see you. And Jim sent us a lovely Christmas card in the mail, which we appreciate very much. Thank you. Did you draw that, Jim, by the way? He had like a little fellow. It was very Wind in the Willows. It was like a Wind in the Willows version of Jim in his coveralls, like a little blacksmith fellow. It was very cute. But thank you very much for the card.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah,
so it's been generally pretty busy around here. And yeah, we've been trying to keep at it. S. Snowden says, you're such an expert on antiques. Is there one thing that lights up your eyes when you see it, like watches that you love? I've never claimed to be an expert on antiques, and there's still lots that I'm learning. Like the dolls that we had come through, there are so many things that I don't know. I have a general idea. This is where I'm at. I know if I go into a situation, I kind of know what to grab and what is going to be good, and I might know a little bit more about one thing or the other. I'm a very good generalist, and I have an eye for decent things. But there's so much more that I need to learn about. But yes, probably one of my most fun videos that I did in recent history was the box of watches video. That was so much fun to go through and open up a cardboard box and then find that it was just packed full of wristwatches and things. So yeah, I do get excited when I find nice quality watches. Also, when I'm coming across really interesting antique toys. So going through the toys I'm going through right now, that's fun for me too. We'll continue the chat here. Let's see, we're gonna open the present right away here too. Is there anything that you absolutely love to find and would be shocked to find. Yeah, I think that I do really enjoy finding boxes of jewelry. I was never the one that was into jewelry. Melissa was always. It's not like she has a big collection. Melissa's very. She doesn't ever even ask for jewelry or anything.
No,
But you worked in that industry.
yeah, I have I'm going to be working with a company right away on my channel. But yeah, I've worked in jewelry, but myself, I'm actually wearing,
Is that Ana Luisa?
no, this is.
Oh, is that from the house?
Yeah, Betty Jones.
Oh, from Betty Jones, yeah. It's a little snowflake. Is it real diamonds on it?
Yeah, it's white gold, yellow gold, and some tiny little diamonds around the outside. But I kept this piece. I thought it was pretty and it reminds me of Betty Jones. So yeah, I feel really lucky to be able to have this piece. But I do have very little jewelry myself. I have just pieces that mean something to me.
Yeah.
For the most part, there are some.
Okay. Were you ready to do this?
Yeah, I want to see.
Okay.
Are you going to guess or do you know already?
So we'll come back to answering your questions in a second. For now, we're going to focus on this. So this was found in the last series that I did, that I kind of dubbed the Christmas house because there's so much Christmas stuff in there. They had so many Christmas things in there that they had a present they forgot to open for like 50 years. So what leads me to believe that this is from the early 70s is that it's really old looking paper. Maybe that doesn't mean anything. The Scotch tape is thinner than your average Scotch tape, and everything else that was in this box was really, really old. And so I'm convinced that whatever's in here is almost equally as old. So the box itself is not very big. It's maybe 6 inches by 5 inches and about an inch thick. And, or I should say 15 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 6 centimeters for our European and Canadian friends. When I shake it, it sounds like this. So keep in mind, it might be.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Isabel.
Maybe it's a baby rattle. Could be Lego. Could be puzzle.
It doesn't sound so much like Lego. It sounds like that plastic that you get inside of a chocolate box.
It kind of sounds like marbles a little bit.
I'm guessing, I don't remember who said chocolate. I'm going to guess chocolate too. It sounds like that same kind of plastic that you get surrounding chocolate.
Okay, you guys ready for the big moment? Okay, let's see. Put your guesses down now.
I'm a spoiler though, you guys, if I'm right.
Somebody says somebody's teeth. No, I found their teeth. That was in a different box.
Can you imagine if somebody wrapped that up, put a bow on it? So gross.
Okay. What was in the present from a long time ago? It is. Oh.
Is it from a long time ago?
Yeah. Chocolate covered coffee beans.
Well, I guessed chocolates, but I didn't think that.
7 ounces of pure chocolate coated coffee beans. Would that still be good?
I would taste it.
Would you?
If you open it.
Is Foley's Chocolate Bean Company even still in existence right now?
I feel like it's chocolate. It's going to be fine.
I don't know. There's one way to find out.
Oh, I'm glad it's...
This requires a 50-year-old taste test. No, Foley's Candies Limited, based in Richmond, BC, Canada.
Oh.
The contents include chocolate, sugar, chocolate liqueur, cocoa butter, milk powder,
Linda said, nope.
soy lectin, salt, vanillin, coffee beans, tapioca, dextrin, glucose, confectionery glaze. That's a lot of stuff. Doesn't that seem like an awful lot of stuff to be inside of a...
Yeah, generally that would be something we would avoid since it has so many ingredients.
It's undated.
It says...
It does not have a date on it. So let's open
Little
this up.
spiders come out of there. That's the only way I'm not trying it. Matthew said, it will be so delicious.
Look, they still look like what they're supposed to look like.
Ooh, I wasn't imagining that it was going to be like, not in a package.
What are you doing? Are you gonna smell it? Ah! Wow! Dive in the deep end, why don't you? And? I was expecting her to just gnaw down on it.
Actually, it's really bad.
Is it?
Yeah, it tastes like
sawdust chocolate?
soap.
Oh, okay. Well, Melissa just... Okay, well now that she says it tastes like soap and she's going to vomit it out in the sink right now, she's actually over there spitting it out and dry heaving over. She said, "Don't turn the camera around." Melissa is not enjoying. She is not enjoying it. You should see what's happening over there. She's like smooshing. She's gargling. She's got her head over the sink. Okay, things are happening over there. Melissa does not give this product an A+ review. Apparently, the shelf life is not as long as you might think.
Matthew, you were wrong.
It didn't stay.
You guys. It was no. It was actually bad. I didn't imagine in a million years it was going to be like that. I was wrong. It was really bad.
For the viewing pleasure of the people at home, why don't you describe the palate, the aroma, the texture?
Didn't even taste like chocolate. It just tastes like coffee bean soap. If I could make coffee bean soap, that's what I just put in my mouth.
Somebody gave you $5 to go get a coffee to wash your mouth out.
Well, that's a good idea. Thank you.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Well, I honestly thought it was going to be fine, and I was just going to be like, big box of coffee beans.
You can't be the only one.
No, don't do it. It's really bad. The first bite is okay, and you're like, yeah, that's fine. Don't do it. You're not going to like it. Oh, don't do it, Alexander. You could just spit it in the sink after. It gets stuck in your teeth, though.
All right, fine.
It's kind of like what plasticine tastes or smells like. Did you eat it?
Oh.
No, wait. You didn't get to fully enjoy it yet. No, let it simmer a bit in your mouth. You're missing the. It was way grosser watching him spit it out than it was tasting it. He's putting his face right under the tap. Well, you guys are missing out. What's happening at the Archibald? Oh my gosh. Yep, we're both not using our brains.
Oh. I know what the kids are getting in their stocking this Christmas.
It's bad.
It's
I'm a pretty big trooper for things, and that
it's nutty.
it's really bad. It's like coffee soap.
Okay.
It's just like soap. Think soap. What? I don't know what that tastes.
You know, like when you're opening Christmas nuts with the cracker, and you gotta with the nut cracker, and you accidentally get like that almond shell in your mouth. It's not like that at all.
Oh. It's not like that. Oh my god.
You know, but the thing is, this flavor is really the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it?
Do you think that's actually like bunny droppings and somebody just put it in there?
No, I don't think
Oh gosh.
I'm thinking that that's too many ingredients to begin with. That's like 25 ingredients in a chocolate-covered coffee bean.
It's still in my teeth. Did you chop it in there? Is it in your teeth?
I have chunks of coffee floating around in my mouth.
That's not coffee. That's something else.
I was hoping it was coffee.
Oh god.
I don't like coffee flavored the best of times. Well,
That was really bad. Never in a million years did I think.
I need a minute. It's just unpleasant.
I told you.
I thought you were just being a big baby about it.
I'm good with coffee, chocolate.
My eye is actually watering.
That was bad.
Oh.
Go get a drink.
So today's taste test of Foley's coffee beans. We rate this product with not a 50-year shelf life.
No.
If you're giving this as a gift, probably consume it right away. Let's hope it tasted good at the time. Unless they got 2 of these from somebody.
I gotta be honest with you. Somebody could give me a brand new package today, and I'd be like,
Maybe that's why they left it stale. I'm guessing that this is exactly what it tastes like when it was brand new. And it was terrible then, and it's terrible now. And they knew what was in it because they shook the box and it was the same size. So they're like, oh, thanks, Aunt Betty. And then they just stuffed it in their closet for the next 40,
if
50
I
years.
had food poisoning from coffee beans, I would feel so. Coffee is my friend.
Somebody says, see if your friend Josh will eat it. He might. I don't want to cause him any more damage. I actually thought I saw Josh today when I went to the post office.
Did you?
He has a
No.
very distinct white Ford truck, right? His jacked up Ford 4x4 with the big rims on it and everything. So I saw the truck sitting there at the post office and I thought, for sure, this is Josh's truck. So I parked next to it and this guy starts walking towards the truck and he looks like Josh. And I was like, wait a minute, but then it wasn't Josh. So Josh has some kind of ultra-dimensional twin driving around in his vehicle. He's about the same age as Josh too.
You're sure it's not Josh?
It wasn't, yeah, I'm sure it wasn't Josh. But they were dressed kind of the same and they're about the same age and same height and same weight and everything. And so I was like, oh, I thought you were my friend. He's like, nope, but nice truck. And I'm like, nice truck to you too. You know how truck guys or car people are, right? So he told me he got his in Montana and Josh got his in California, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways.
Bye.
Yeah. So he was, no, he didn't go, huh. I knew it wasn't him right away. Deb says, did Josh's doppelganger? No, but he is driving Josh's exact truck and dressed like Josh. So there is a Josh-alike.
We wouldn't do that to you, Matthew. He said, send me a piece of that chocolate. I'll try some.
He probably would. He said he likes the taste of soap.
This is like bad soap.
Yeah.
Bad soap.
So no, somewhere there is a Josh-alike, a Josh-alganger in our area driving the same truck. It's, yeah, Bizarro Josh, the alternate dimension Josh. I should have asked what he did. If he was like, I'm a contractor, which is likely, because only a certain type of person needs a truck like that. Like if you're, I don't even know if that's, I don't think it's a practical truck for doing that type of work because your tailgate's so high up. I don't know when that would be really handy to have a tailgate that high up. I guess if you just like to slide the 2x4s off at eye level, maybe. But that truck is way up high. He even had the same rims on it. Anyway, so I thought I had a Josh visit today, but I did not. I had to meet with alternate Josh.
Can you imagine if it ended up making us sick? If I had to miss school because I had a coffee bean.
Oh, somebody said, have you tried Bean Boozled? Yes, I have. And I will admit to liking the Bean Boozled toothpaste flavor one. I mean, it's mint.
Yeah.
It's mint. It's a jelly bean. I'm like, what's so wrong with that? Somebody said Thrills gum tastes like, yeah, it does taste like soap. Melissa's mom likes Thrills gum.
Yep.
That's usually, we could try and slide her a pack of that around Christmas time too. Yeah. Well, that was anticlimactic. I don't even want these near me. Push them to the far edge of the table because I can smell their wafting aroma.
I didn't even take a moment. I just was like,
It's like the opposite of the stink lines off of an apple pie in a cartoon. I'm not floating towards it through the window. Since I live most of my life like a cartoon character. Anyway.
You're looking flushed.
Yeah, I probably am. Oh, I was coughing up a lung over there a little bit.
It's redder on camera. I had to check.
Foley's Chocolates has been in business since 1934. They're probably from the maybe mid 70s or early 80s or something like that. I mean, everything else in that box was from that era, so I don't know. Life is like a box of chocolates. It will make you puke at times. Yes, in that way, life is like a box of chocolates. Somebody says Thrills is the best. Nope.
I thought for sure it was going to be my mom saying that.
Big Mama Cat says, where's the EpiPen? Do we have, you probably have one.
No, I don't have one. Not here.
Melissa's usually really well equipped. She carries like basically a medicine toolkit in her purse.
True.
I don't know if it's the teacher thing or if it's the mom thing or both.
I think it's a little from a lot of columns. And I have a lot of friends that are nurses that are like,
Oh my gosh. I can feel that. Like I spat it out, but I swallowed some and I can feel it resting like in my chest.
Mine's still stuck in my teeth. I didn't swallow it.
I'm going to have like expired coffee bean burps tonight. I can feel it.
No, I did not swallow it.
Oh,
Patrick!
That's going to be lovely. I'm going to be a real treat tonight.
Oh.
Alex is sleeping on the couch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We have a rabbit, a bunny.
Where did that come from?
I'm thinking about you sleeping on the couch and not getting sleep.
Oh.
And in the middle of the night, it gets the zoomies and it's running up and down and it sounds like somebody's breathing for sure.
It has a 2-story hutch and
Yeah.
it likes to run as fast as it can up and down it, and it's
Terrifying.
frightening. Yeah. Actually, we should let the bunny out tonight.
while we're sleeping?
No, I mean, like, usually we go up, like, after the live feed, we'll probably go and we will cuddle up on the couch. Usually
Yeah.
Melissa sits there and I lay down and she puts her arm around me and we watch a show together.
I pet his head, and then when he stands up, all his hair is like,
Yeah, she flips my hair up. It's worth it though.
yeah.
And then Abigail will put the bunny out and it'll run around and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
So
I'll
there
be
you go.
gargling my. Oh.
If you want to see what the gift was, you're going to have to rewind back to about the 14-minute mark and you can
It
rewatch
was
it.
super good. We're still enjoying it.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
funny. Bunnies need out of cage time. Yes, they do. Our bunny loves being out of the cage. And
Yeah, he does.
He's pretty tame. The rabbit is pretty
But
tame.
the best is when he kind of just flops out and he floofs out his back feet, his big bunny back feet, all sprawled out on the floor. I didn't even know they had such big feet.
Maybe since we're on the topic of, well, not rabbits, but of Christmas gifts and candies, what are your favorite holiday treats around the holiday season? Let's see what your comments are. And if there's something that's really delicious that you think we could try, maybe drop us a link to a recipe or something too.
Do you have your email in here, or do you want me to put?
You can put it in. If there's a recipe you think, if you have a family recipe of a delicious Christmas treat that we should try, you can email that recipe if you're willing to. Some people it's like secret. But if you want to send us a recipe that we should try out on the channel, you can email us at curiosityedmonton@gmail.com and perhaps we'll do an episode of making, we'll select one of the holiday treats and we'll make it in an episode and we'll do a taste test on it. That'll hopefully, maybe after this taste test, that wasn't the best, but I guarantee that this next one, I'm sure it'll be delicious.
Oh,
Somebody said potato candy. I don't even know what that would be.
oh, I've heard of it, but I've never tried it.
White fudge dipped or, oh, look at all the things. Look at all the things. Oh, lifesaver books. But yeah, that is a family tradition for us too. But I want to know what you guys made like from scratch. What are you looking forward to
Almond roca.
this holiday season?
Sugar pie. I've never heard of that.
Rum ball. A lot of people like their rum balls. That is, oh yeah, marzipan. Haven't had that in a while. Christmas crack. We just had that.
Well, depending on, there's several different types, so.
Yeah.
Sounds bad.
We didn't buy it from Walter White.
No.
It's crackers.
Oh, quality chocolates. I don't bake.
Oh, there we go. Cindy and Red Deer.
Thank you, Cindy.
Rum balls are the bomb. Pecan pie. A lot of people saying tamales. Have we ever had a tamale?
I thought tamales were food, not a dessert.
Wait. I'm thinking of churro.
Oh, no. Aren't those like the little red candies? Like the...
That's hot tamales.
I mean, this is still a tamale.
I don't think that's the same thing.
Is it red and cinnamony?
We'll have to email me your recipes and we'll select one and we'll do an episode of making your recipe on our channel.
Like a dessert one or a meal one?
A dessert one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're like, I like, Cornish game hen. I was going to say rabbit. That would be untimely since we just said that we own a rabbit. No, we'll do we'll do a dessert.
The
and then we'll
bunny's
make
name is Sniffers.
Abigail named the rabbit.
His little nose is always going, so that is a perfect
Oh, I
name
see.
for that rabbit.
Tamales are not a dessert, somebody said, but they are a holiday tradition. Danish butter cookies in a tin, obviously, yes. I think we've had some of those this season too.
I don't think we had them this season, but I just looked at them.
Randy says chocolate candy coins. The only thing I don't like about the chocolate candy coins is that you're so excited to eat it. Sometimes you get a little bit of foil in your mouth and you're like, yeah, and it's gross. Maybe I'm
Hungarian
too excited
chocolate
for
squares.
chocolate.
I'm not
Somebody
excited
said-
for chocolate right now.
Divinity fudge, oatmeal scotchies. Yes, Abigail got a
Wait,
rabbit.
I'm gonna put the thing in here again because I'm not gonna be able to see all of these. Curiosity,
Crunchy
Edmonton.
fudge, moonshine pie. My goodness, there's so many desserts I've never tried before.
CuriosityEdmonton@gmail.com. I'm putting it in. It's going fast.
I will say this. If your holiday tradition is that terrible green Jell-O mold with like lettuce and stuff in it, I will not partake.
I guarantee if I made it, you would have a little bit just to be polite, like the shredded carrot in it.
Yeah, I would eat around the vegetables. Okay, I like vegetables
tastes
on
so
their
bad.
own. Did you guys ever have like a grandparent that made that weird stuff? Like my grandma, rest her soul. She made it like every year, and we always it was like considered a salad, I guess, but it was lime Jell-O with salad in it. It was so wrong. It was so wrong because you're like, oh yeah, Jell-O, and then you take your first bite as a kid, and you're like, can't do this. I think it was on Christmas Vacation that the lady brought that, the grandma
That makes me want to make one
or
and
the
try
aunt.
it.
But she put cat food in hers.
Oh yeah, that was on the Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Carrot and celery. No, no thanks. There are some things that just don't need to go together.
I remember having carrot and something. I remember it not being so bad. I think I liked it.
What else? My grandma made fudge. She made pies. She made something called ambrosia. Do you guys know what ambrosia is?
It's different depending on where you're from. It's different.
But I think it always is mainly marshmallow based, right?
It's like a marshmallow salad. Yep.
It's a marshmallow salad, which I don't mind that. Wait, is there lettuce in that too?
No, ew. It's just like whipped cream,
Yeah.
pineapple.
Uh-huh.
I
Oh yeah,
think
it's pineapple.
Coconut,
yeah.
mini marshmallows.
Yeah. See? Those things are okay.
Is there lettuce in there too?
Well, I don't know. I remembered
they-
some kind of texture, but it was coconut.
Just because it says salad.
See, there's a salad I can get behind. One that's basically nothing but marshmallows and whipped cream. Now there is a man salad right there. Marshmallows and whipped cream. Yardy hardy har.
I still have to make cookie dough tonight before I go to bed.
My mom made trifle one year. I don't know. It took a long time, which is funny because they say, "Oh, it was but a trifle," but no, making trifle, English trifle, takes a while. There's a lot of layers and a lot of stuff going on with that. Somebody said they love ambrosia, but without the marshmallows. Well, then what's the point? Isn't the marshmallows the point of ambrosia?
So would you say you're more of a dessert person or like the meal part of savory or sweet?
Okay. I would say I'm more savory. I'm more spicy.
I prefer the food over the dessert.
Yeah,
so-
like, okay, so if there's mashed potatoes and gravy and like roast or turkey or something, I'm probably more about those things.
I'm always about the food first, and then
Yeah.
I don't care if I have room for dessert because I'm not a big dessert person.
No, but I mean, it is, if it is a nice little thing to have a little scoop of ambrosia
I'm good
on the side.
I don't have to have it. It doesn't float my boat.
Cheese and fruit dessert for dessert, says Debbie. That sounds healthier.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Manila mangoes, somebody says. Are those the sugared dried mangoes that you can buy like at Costco by the sack? Because if it is, those are pretty good, I will admit. Those are pretty good.
Those are like the worst things for you, but they're so delicious.
What's a pickle pear? Somebody said pickle pears. Is that like a pickled pear? Or is that like when you get a can of pears in the sauce? Because I don't know if I'd like the taste of pickle on a
I'm
pear.
gonna look it up.
Maybe I'm missing out on life, but that seems like a weird combination.
It's hard to write with my little bandage finger.
I guess you could pickle pretty much anything. And a pickle isn't a pickle like we think of it. That's a pickled cucumber. We should be calling those pickled cucumbers, right? And pickled carrots and pickled whatever. But yeah.
This is like the zest
People
of the
pickle
lemon.
pears. Say that 10 times real fast. Petunia likes to pickle pears at the park.
Wow.
Yeah.
It says it's lemon or orange zest, cloves, peppercorns, allspice, root or ginger, lemon, or orange juice.
But that's more than just-
Oh, there's vinegar in there.
Yeah, but that seems like it would still be kind of sweet.
That's like pickled pumpkin. Tastes like apple pie.
Somebody says they like smoked turkey, but how would you roll that?
Wow. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Boy, lots of great suggestions coming in. And something strawberry pretzel salad, watermelon rind pickles.
Denise.
Beets. Yeah, okay. Beets are a thing that I look forward to at the holidays for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, Alexander and I do. Abigail, I think, likes
Abigail
them
likes
too.
them a lot too.
And everybody else is like, they
More for us.
don't like it. Yeah, that's fine with me. I like my beets.
Yeah. Beets are good. I'm hoping that you guys are going to have a chance to make some of your holiday traditional foods. We were looking back through some of those antique cookbooks, and the really old ones from like the 1800s, they didn't have a lot to work with.
No.
There's a lot of stuff involving potatoes and stews and
Stuff that we don't normally
just basically stuff that you dug out of the yard and you put in a pot and heated up. I guess you wouldn't have had a whole lot to work with really back in the day, and it would have been really deluxe to have something like a fresh fruit in wintertime, because how would you have gotten it really? That's why I guess preserves and jams and that were probably very popular. But yeah, the 1800s recipes were very starchy and overall different anyway. But I guess, you think about what they had access to, right?
I want to look up millionaire pie because many people have mentioned that.
Somebody said it's very expensive nowadays to make a big meal. It can be. We've been buying stuff for a little while.
That's the thing. I think that's a big suggestion, is to make sure that the things that you can buy ahead of time and hold on to, or most definitely do that.
Yeah, like beets aren't going to go bad.
No. I
for a
mean,
while.
no, they're gonna go bad.
But I mean, you could buy them like the
But
month
I got
before.
like butter on sale, and butter stays for a while, and I knew I was gonna need that for baking. Costco is good, especially when you hit the sales.
Oh yeah.
But you need to make sure that you are really aware of what you need and try to hit the sales. So I just bought the craziest priced pecans of all time. No name pecans. A tiny little amount was $22. You know why? Because I did not prepare.
But we're gonna have. We are hosting Christmas at our house this year. We're gonna have a whole bunch of family over here, and we're doing 2 meals. We're doing sort of a smaller meal on Christmas Eve, and then the bigger one on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do like an afternoon meal like your family does?
No, I'm gonna do supper.
At supper time?
I don't want to mess up my whole schedule because of
So at Melissa's house, they normally do it around like 1 o'clock or something?
2.
2. And then if you're hungry later, you just eat leftovers. But they do their big meal at midday, and then I guess you just loaf around high on tryptophan.
Well, you have family together, so you play games, do
No, I
puzzles,
know,
like-
but so I you're full. My family always did it like around 6 o'clock or so, and I think that we'll probably do it in the evening as well.
Yeah, 5:30 is like our supper time, just in case you wanted to know.
And we open our presents Christmas Day in the morning. Like you come downstairs in your bunny onesie, like Ralphie, and you come thump, 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 thump. Some people won't get that reference, but that's okay.
Oh, I get that.
And then you're all like, Santa was here, yay! But we do put the presents out beforehand. It's just Santa makes his appearance at some point the night before, and the extra Santa presents are in the mix there.
Yeah.
And that man likes his cookies. Yeah. Maybe we should leave him some chocolate-covered coffee beans on a plate this year.
I don't think you should do that.
Oh, I think we should.
He's gonna be so mad at you.
Yeah.
Oh, Alexander would be wearing the pink bunny suit.
Yeah. New York lady says, I'm old and I get the Ralphie reference. Yeah. I mean, that movie's been on TV every Christmas for whoever knows how long. Oh gosh, I had like an actual legitimate nightmare a couple nights ago, and I woke up in a panic. This is how my life has changed. I had a nightmare, and I woke up at 5 a.m. and I could not get back to sleep. My heart was pumping. But it wasn't like somebody was breaking the house, or it wasn't about a monster in the closet. This is my nightmare. My nightmare was I was helping to set up a reality TV show in Los Angeles, and they asked me to be the host. And I was like, well, we kind of didn't really talk about this and what that would entail. And I saw them moving my clothes into this closet at this place we'd rented. And they said, yeah, it's going to be 9 months, but you know what? This will be your big break. And, but we need you for 9 months. And I was like, whoa, I have a wife and kids. I can't be gone for 9 months. And I was like, the thought of not being around my family actually stressed me out so bad in the dream that I woke up in a cold sweat. So now, being away from my wife and kids would be a nightmare to me.
I mean, we are pretty awesome.
I know, but it's so weird because if I was in my early 20s, that's what I did do for work, because I worked on movie sets and I was away a lot.
Alexander would be gone a lot.
I was gone a lot. And you wouldn't even get to come home on weekends or anything like that.
No.
So it's funny how things change as you mature and you prioritize. And I think the holiday season is one of those times where you really prioritize and you get things straight in your head of what's really important to you. And I know that my wife and my children and having everybody around is really the most important thing, more than anything else. And I'm grateful to be home for Christmas. And yeah, it does seem like it'd be a nightmare. But when I do occasionally have people from production companies that call me up and they ask if I want to go work on a show or something. And when I was a younger person, that would have seemed exciting. But now the thought of being away from everybody just actually is a legitimate nightmare.
Somebody said, where are your decorations?
Oh, well, the tree is over there. Hang on. You guys want to go on a field trip?
know it's going the wrong way.
Okay, hang on.
Well, hopefully we don't.
Okay. We have a little bit of decorations going on. We've got Santa up top here, chilling by the fireplace, and some pine cones and stuff.
The Christmas countdown in the corner.
Oh yeah, there's the Lego advent calendar. But we've got our tree kind of up in the front right now. I can't zoom out, so I'm gonna have to walk around and come back. So there, our tree kind of fit perfect in the front room, and then Melissa has the garland running up the railing.
Abigail's sweater.
Abigail's sweater on the thing, yeah.
Oh, the lights went out, but that's okay.
Yeah. So we do have the tree set up. And I tested all the lights before I put them on, and there's one strand that went halfway out. I was like, dang nabbit, I thought I tested every bulb. Anyway.
No, we left it.
Yeah.
They're still in there.
There's a Chewy on the couch.
The Christmas countdown from Heather.
Oh yeah, our Archbold Christmas countdown that Heather gave us. Look, Heather, if you're watching, we have it set up over there. And there's the kids all made snowflakes the other day and stuck them on the window. So there's, I don't know, there's stuff. There's stuff going on. Hang on, I'm gonna flip this background. Oh, Jakota says hi. Hi, Jakota. We got to get together with Josh and Jakota
Yeah.
one of these days too.
I agree.
Yeah. It's like I only ever get to see my friends when I have like some kind of job to do. It'd be nice just to hang out and be normal people and not have to. When Josh came out to that last house and I hooked him up with some of the wood out of the dumpster and the stuff out of the garage and that, it was nice to see him. And I can always say that I'm the one that introduced Josh to quesadillas. He'd never had one before. So there's that. And as far as I know, Josh enjoys quesadillas now. Because he was we went into a Mexican restaurant and he said, I'm not so sure I like this kind of food. I don't know what to order. And I was like, I was gonna order a quesadilla. So I was like, do you like cheese? Yeah. Do you like chicken? Yeah. Well, then you're gonna like this. Okay. And so he got one and he was like really silent the whole time and he just was like eating and dipping it in the sauces and stuff and it was gone like really fast. And so I'm like, did you like it? And he was like, that's pretty good. And
Would he tell you if he didn't like it, do you think?
no, yeah, he would. Of course he would. I've been eating stuff in front of me. He's like, dude, that's gross. Josh has no filters. He wouldn't be like, yes, I noticed you're eating the ham and pineapple pizza. No, he would full on tell me if he thought
I don't
something
know how
was
you
gross.
guys live through some of those pizzas like that.
Josh likes pineapple and pepperoni.
But that one pizza with the chicken on it and the chicken was gray.
No, that was gross. Did I eat that? I don't think I ate that.
No, it came. I had a piece, but then I noticed that the chicken was gray, and I'm like, no. I don't think I obviously lived, but.
Yeah. No, this was actually, it was a good quesadilla. So I'm glad now that he ate a quesadilla, maybe he'll try more. Somebody said, can you suggest an antique 200-year-old clock? You want to buy a clock that's 200 years old? You should have been at our auction a couple months ago. We had a 200-year-old clock that went for like next to nothing. You could have had a good deal. In terms of makers, see, 200 years ago, if you had a clock in your house, it was handmade by somebody. Mm-hmm. It was custom made. And some of the finest clockmakers were really out of England at that time. There were some good American makers as well. But you're going way back and England was just a little bit more advanced. So if you're looking for like a wall clock or a mantle clock or something, you'd have to just basically see, is it nicely made? Is it in good condition? Honestly, finding one that works and keeps proper time after 200 years is a little challenge. Yeah, there's good German clocks too. I guess what I'm saying is that Europe had a little bit of a stronghold on the clock market back then. You could get beautiful pocket watches that are so finely detailed. Pear case, they're the ones that open up and then they open up again and then they're very, very detailed, nice. Typically those old watches and clocks are called a fusee movement, which is like a tiny little chain that wraps around in there. That chain can become damaged after stretching and being used and oftentimes becomes broken. They're very challenging to repair and I guess they keep good time if you got them in working condition, but that's when you go back to a clock of that age, really just finding one in decent shape is going to be the trick right off the bat. Anyway, we've had clocks that old. In fact, we had a clock from the early 1700s we sold, and it was a tall clock made of a solid wood planks. It only went for like $250 or something like that. But yeah, Fuse movements are challenging to say the least.
Do you ever buy deals at the auction to resell? Do you ever go on the auction? Like the...
I have actually. Somebody says all they want for Christmas is our peacock that we kept for the kitchen.
Keep hoping. I really like that peacock. I mean, eventually, I'm sure we'll...
Yeah.
It's nice, you guys. I really like it. I'm
It
looking
is a
at
nice
it right
peacock.
now.
Okay, so somebody says, would a German submarine pocket watch be worth something? I'm assuming it's a pocket watch that was used by somebody who was stationed on a submarine and not a pocket watch that looks like a submarine, which would be kind of cool too. You'd have to have provenance. It would have to be engraved or etched with the soldier's name and their unit number and what ship or sub they were serving on. So yeah, potentially it could have good value. We had a clock that came from a submarine, and it sold for about $1,200. We knew what sub it was from. We knew that it was captured by the British military, by the British Navy, and one of the guys went in there and they were scavenging parts off of it and stuff, I guess. So yeah, there is value in that sort of thing, but you have to have the provenance behind it. That's what I like about the section of World War I Zeppelin that I kept from the last house, is that it tells you what raids it was shot down in, and there was only one that was shot down that day, so you can look up the exact Zeppelin that thing came from and place it at that exact time. So it's a really neat thing. Somebody said, how much is a 50-cent piece worth? Well, I think you answered your own question.
But it's because they were saying, how much is a red pencil?
Yeah. Well, actually, truthfully, a 50-cent Canadian coin is only worth 50 cents unless it's silver, and then it's probably worth about $15 or so on average. But that depends on how old it is and everything else too. Oh, George the Antique Nomad is on?
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, the Antique Nomad is there. Yes. He says he likes stale candy. I did a chat, like a call with the Antique Nomad on one of their channels. It was fun. Haven't done that in a while.
They said, good to see you.
Nice to see you guys too. That was on with the Antique Nomad and the Crazy Lamp Lady, and I'm trying to remember all. Anyway, it was a fun chat.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's selling a Civil War locomotive for $50,000. You know what? I have a friend who collects actual trains and locomotives and steam engines. That's kind of a small market. There are people who collect that kind of stuff. It's like when you have had everything else and you want to have something that nobody else has, then you get into that crowd of the people who will go and be like, yes, I could have a car. I don't know why he's English all of a sudden. He's more like a farmer. Yeah, I could have a car. But why have a car when I can have a whole steam engine in my yard? And he did. I have a friend that actually, I've known him since I was a child, had steam locomotives, like full-size steam locomotives set up in his yard on his farm. And he actually ran a track around his yard so he could run the darn thing. That is dedication to a hobby, when you have your own train on your property. And I'm not talking a small one. I mean like one that was like, a cross-country locomotive, a big sucker. And that I have pictures of me standing inside some of his spare train cars that he had. But I'll tell you what, visiting his place when I was a kid was one of those events that inspired me I wanted to be a cool, weird, eccentric old dude. And I'm getting there, doggone it. I'm getting there. Somebody said, did you name your rabbit Joe? No, our rabbit was named by our daughter, and its name is Sniffers.
I like that you keep letting everybody know that Abigail, because it's such a cutesy poodle name. It's Sniffers.
I would name a rabbit Sniffers too.
When I see it, I call him Sniffers.
Yeah.
You can't just say Sniffers.
Yeah. Didn't you and Josh eat old candy at the Potter's house? We did in our store. We had that gum from the 80s or whatever.
Was it
we
bad,
ate that.
or was
No,
it
actually the gum was like fine.
Oh, Chiclets,
It was
right?
Chiclets, yeah. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
actually tasted good. In fact, my friend Greg was with us there too, and he took the rest of the box and like drained it into his face.
No.
Oh, pretty good. And he ate the whole thing. Nobody got sick. The only time that somebody got sick from eating or drinking something old is when Bob the Bottle Man came to my store. Bob the Bottle Man.
Bob's here too.
Bob collects bottles, and so I gave Bob a 6-pack of 1991 Coca-Cola anniversary little glass bottles that had the polar bear on them as a collectible, not as a, hey, drink this when you get home. And so I gave these to Bob for free. I was like, here you go. Here's a little something.
Oh my, did I get sick.
For those of you that are that know me personally, you'll know that if I find something that you personally might have an interest in, a lot of times I just give it to friends of mine. I'll just give stuff to people if I feel like it's the right home. People used to come in my store all the time, and I would save little things to give to people that made sense for them. Anyway, so I had kept this little thing of bottles just to give to Bob, and I did. And he comes in the next day, and Bob is very subdued, mild-mannered sort of fella. He's on right now, and he just left a comment saying, "Boy, did I get sick." And that's what he said. He came in and he was quiet. He went, "Oh boy, Alex, that Coke. I just, a little. I barely made it to the toilet. It was coming out of both ends. Montezuma's revenge." You weren't supposed to drink it. You weren't supposed to drink it. So yeah, don't drink expired Coca-Cola. It does not keep well. As Bob learned.
Doesn't it get like chunks in it? Like Bob will know.
Bob, at one point were you levitating above the bowl from the pressure? Like a fire hose in it. Like an unmanned fire hose all around the bathroom, bouncing off the walls. Oh, Bob, we love you, Bob.
Wow. The only way Alexander can have this visual is because he's had food poisoning really bad.
I had food poisoning that bad, and I had food poisoning that bad when we were on our honeymoon. No, our anniversary. We went to Calgary for an anniversary date, and we got a nice bed and breakfast. It was the top floor of an antique house, and it had like a clawfoot tub, and it was very pretty. And they had a restaurant next door, which is supposed to be a good restaurant.
Well, we've been there before. We liked it.
Mm-hmm. So we went back to that restaurant thinking, well, this is going to be good.
We were wrong.
I feel like the food was good as we were eating it, but then almost immediately I had to when you do the waddle run back to your room, you're like, You didn't get sick though, did you?
No, mine was fine, but I think
What did you eat?
I think I was vegetarian at that point, so I just had
salad or something.
I had a vegetarian. You can get sick off of vegetables, but you're less likely to get food poisoning. I shouldn't say that because there can be salmonella in salads and stuff, but
needless to say,
I was good.
Our romantic getaway with this bed and breakfast was me laying on the floor of the bathroom, just trying to survive and twitching.
I couldn't even use the washroom. So if I'd had food poisoning, we would have been in for a horrible, horrible time.
It would have been a bridesmaid situation. Yeah. It was like fine. It was for me.
I'm not a great driver. I'm a little terrified of driving, to be honest. And I had to drive back from Calgary, which is about 3 hours.
And it was a storm or windy or something too.
Super windy, and the car kept being pushed off the road. I mean, we made it, obviously.
We had
I didn't like it.
We had a 1991 750 IL BMW.
That is what it was. It was the 7 Series.
It was black with a black leather interior, and at the it was like, there's a show, The Transporter, I think. It's like that car. We had that car. Anyway, Melissa was the transporter of me, and I was laying, I was like, I couldn't do the seatbelt thing. I couldn't sit up.
You passed right out.
I passed out laying down in the back seat. I might have buckled it across my body.
You were in the front seat.
No, I went to the back seat. I remember laying down in the back. Mind you, I was in a...
He was passed right out the entire time, all the way back to Edmonton. Thank goodness, because you might have pooped yourself.
I was in a food poisoning coma. And then it turns out we look up the restaurant later, and a bunch of people got sick from that place because one of the...
They contacted us.
They contacted us, and they're like, one of our chefs had some kind of thing.
It's the thing you get from ice. Is that hepatitis A?
Hepatitis C or...
No, not C.
Anyway,
whatever one you can get from ice. One of their chefs. One of their chefs
was sick, and a lot of people got sick.
Yeah.
And I was one of those lucky people.
Well, you got food poisoning.
So what do they do when you get super duper sick at their restaurant? They sent us gift cards, which we never used.
No.
We never ever
We learned
went
our
back.
lesson. We were good. We didn't want free food. We wanted to not go back.
Yeah. So yeah, how did we get on this topic? I was talking about Bob. Right, because I was asking if he fire hosed around the room. Oh, we're a classy channel, this is. 2,300 people watching this video right now, probably all gagging at home right now.
Pepe.
Where did somebody ask where my great grandma was from? Whose great grandma are you wondering where they're from? I
She
have.
says Carol Randolph.
Oh, maybe they're talking amongst themselves. There we go.
Yeah, it was lagging for me too. I just refreshed and it seems to be back.
Okay, there we go. 5 Reed says, any picking adventures coming up? Yes, I have 2 adventures coming up. One is another whole house clear out, which I'm debating whether I want to do. We kind of touched on this earlier in the episode, today's episode. And I'm only hesitant because the people who have filled the house to capacity are still alive. And it sounds dark to say that I prefer to work on estates where the person is passed or gone or not in the picture. But that's only because if a person has not had the help that they need, I don't want to be involved in the crosshairs of emotional and mental battle that they've not coped with. And it's a bad scene, let me tell you.
It's sometimes people will say, you know, we want to get rid of this. They agree to a price to get rid of it, and then they're mad that they got rid of it because they're not to that point. They weren't ready. So, and then it's already too late.
If the screen's lagging for you, just refresh. That seemed to help Melissa at her end here too.
Yeah. I'm guessing there might be one or more of my children sneaking internet while we're trying to do a live feed.
It could be. Alex is 44. Why am I talking about myself in the third person?
Oh, because you said 45.
Yeah, I'm 44 as of last week, or as of December 5th.
Yeah.
That happened
Thanks,
fast.
Matthew.
But I got ID'd today.
Did you?
Yeah, and here the drinking age is 18. And they said, you look like you're over 20, but I just have to be sure. I'm like, are you kidding? I said, I'm closing the gap on 50 at this point. So yeah.
There's no way in my early 40s I'm going to say I'm closing the gap on 50.
44 is in early 40s.
You know what it is though? We have a lot of our friends are older than us, are considerably older than us. So we're like the babies. So it feels weird to say that.
Well, not compared to Josh and Dakota.
No, they're the babies.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're like the babies in our group. It feels weird to say that we're in our 40s. No, I do feel, they don't make me feel old. Josh and Dakota are just fun.
Yeah. You know what? Here's what I like about 44. Here's what I like about it. I didn't have the life experience and the maturity and all those wonderful things that form the web, the tapestry of life that lead you at this age to really start figuring out what's important to you. And if I would have had, offers to do we were talking about this earlier, to do a show when I was in my 20s, I probably would have taken it and not thought about what I was missing out on or thought about the consequences of it. So I am glad in a sense that there are the right opportunities and the right sort of success and the right things happening for us at this time in my life, because I feel, I just feel like we're kind of hitting it at a golden time right now. Now you start thinking about the future and you start thinking about your kids. And now at this stage that we've taken care of the house and some of the things that we needed to take care of, you really start thinking about like, how can we make sure our kids are set up? And we've been putting money aside for their education for a long time.
Well, I think we're more in the mindset, like we have their education taken care of, but we want to make sure that we're giving them the tools that they have to succeed on their own. We don't want to just...
No, we don't want to... We will be there for them, but
Yeah.
we want them to have their experience. You have to, like what we went through, you have to have that first apartment and you have to realize that you don't have a can opener, open up your soup.
Yeah.
Or, that you don't have a spoon to stir your mac and cheese. You have to go through that stuff. And so we will be there for the kids and they'll always have a place to come back to. We'll always make sure we're there for them.
But we want to make sure that we're teaching them how to survive rather than just do it for them.
Exactly, yeah. So they can survive on their own too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see. Somebody put a lot of question marks and said hello, but I'm not sure if you asked a question or not. So
Hello.
if you have a question again, Brett is saying, can anybody hear me? Yes, but if you have a question, you can put that out there. Somebody said that's called good parenting. That is really how we see it, is just like, you don't want your kids to fail. You want to set them up with the right frame of mind, all through school. I wouldn't say that we really helped the kids with their homework really that much at all.
We'd help them maybe figure it out if they were, or a lot of times if you get them to explain it to you, all of a sudden they're like, oh, never mind, I see what I was doing.
Yeah.
So they'd figure it out on their own.
But it's that, how do you, on the days when the kids are like, I really don't feel like I'm having fun at school, And sometimes you say, we've heard the thing like, I'm never going to use this math assignment anywhere in my life down the road. And I would say to the kids, it's not about that math assignment. It's that you are learning the skill to have a challenge in front of you and find a way to overcome a challenge. That's the most important thing, is are you capable of overcoming this challenge that's in front of you? Because that is a skill that you'll have all through your life. And I'm proud to say that all 3 of our kids are doing quite well in school.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
And they're doing it on their own.
Yeah.
So I hope that we're setting them up for success to be successful little humans out there too.
They are really good kids. I mean, I'm biased, obviously.
We are.
But
We should be.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Who cooks frozen vegetables in a microwave? Somebody asked. I don't think we ever have. Maybe somebody probably does. Melissa doesn't like microwaving much of anything.
I'm a big baby. I think it changes the taste. My whole family uses a microwave. You use the microwave.
When I'm
They
heating
don't
up like
cook.
leftovers, I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not me. As soon as you microwave a leftover, oh,
True.
It's so
not.
gross.
It's not the same.
I mean, to me, but a lot of people think it tastes the same.
Yeah. I use the microwave if I'm heating up like if I'm making a hot chocolate or something. I don't know.
That's not cooking.
No, I don't cook in the microwave.
But you'll heat up like leftovers in the microwave.
Yeah, I use it to warm things. I don't use it to cook things.
Oh, it's cooking it.
As an adult, I've recognized times when I could use that algebra I blew off as a teen. Yeah, that does come up sometimes, where you have to, use your math skills or use different skills you learn in school. But truthfully, I feel like the most important parts of school for me are that kids are learning how to overcome challenges, how to meet deadlines, how to get along and work with other people in a group, and how to socialize. I think if they can get through all that stuff, then they'll do okay, because then you could be put in any environment if you have those skills and succeed, rather than just focusing on, I want to be the best at math or the best at science or whatever. It's like, no, if you're the best at finding solutions and the best at troubleshooting, and frankly, I've even encouraged my kids, if they got a grade that they thought was unjust, and trust me, sometimes there's kids, they get an assignment where they think my grade should have been better, I worked really hard, then go and talk to your teacher about it. You can talk your grade up if you're good. My little lawyers out there wagering their way up on their grades too, is that, no, here's the reasons why I feel that I deserved a better grade, and you'd be surprised sometimes they can get that grade up just by talking their grade up.
I think one of the things with our kids though is that if they do get a lower grade, they don't instantly be like, oh darn. They'll go to their teachers and be like, okay, I obviously missed the mark on this. Can you give me a hand and show me what I was doing wrong? Rather than seeing it as that they failed, they see it as a learning opportunity. So
Yeah. Somebody says there's a lot of microwave cooking chat right now. A lot. People are all about what they make in the microwave.
I mean, I use leftovers. I have like Friday is like leftover day, so that I get rid of all of the food in the fridge. But
Here's the
I
thing
will
that-
heat it on the stove, absolutely, almost every time.
There is one thing that blew my mind that you can make in a microwave. You can throw a full cob of corn with the husk on in the microwave,
My mom does that.
but it comes out like normal
That's because
somehow.
it steams it in the husk.
Yeah, that's the thing. That you can put like snap it off of the stalk and put it in your microwave, and I don't know, like a minute or something like that, and it comes out like normal cooked.
It depends
corn
on your
the cob.
microwave. Our old microwave, there's no way a minute would have done anything.
Well,
Maybe.
this one it would.
Yeah, this is a crazy microwave.
Yeah, this is like in a very intense
Yeah,
microwave.
I stand back just in case.
But I was most impressed that you could make, somebody said 6 minutes. You could make corn on the cob in a microwave, and it actually tasted pretty decent.
I remember my mom doing it, and I was thinking like, no. But actually, it tasted completely fine. It just tasted like corn on the cob.
There are a lot of folks on from the Washington area, apparently. Hello. We went through Washington. Oddly, the west coast of North America, they were handing out the name Vancouver all over the place because there's a Vancouver, Washington and a Vancouver, Canada. That's where Vancouver, Washington is where we stayed, and they had the swampy swimming pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
great memories.
We stayed in Vancouver, Washington.
They knew we were Canadian because I apologized when I first started. It was the most disgusting pool I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen some gross pools. And I said, I'm so sorry to complain, but seriously, we couldn't shower that smell off of us.
I didn't go in. I was on the phone, and I was really upset that I had to take a phone call, and I missed out on swimming with the family.
I had some kind of karma got me that day. I don't know what I did at what point to swim in that sludge, but
Yeah. And I went back into the room and they were already back from the pool. I'm like, I missed it. I
It
missed the whole
stunk.
thing. You're like, you didn't miss anything.
It was like embedded in our skin.
But the kids still talk about that pool to this day.
It was so bad.
So my kids, in a way, will never forget Vancouver, Washington. So there you go.
Oh, it was bad. And the worst part was the hot tub because we're like, oh, okay, don't go in the pool, get in the hot tub. So we got in the hot tub, and then I made the mistake of saying, somebody turn on the jets because I don't know better.
They must not have shocked it or something.
Oh my gosh. The amount of stuff that came out of the, there was foam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna read some of the, I'm gonna try and answer some of your questions now. So if you have, in the last little bit of this live feed here, this live stream, if you have any questions you wanna ask or comments, you can put it in there and we'll try and get to it. Melissa, you'll be my eyes and ears too if I miss something.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Let's see.
Have you ever watched the Christmas movie Mixed Nuts?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Well,
Coke.
said at the same time.
No jinx.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to rewatch it. I don't know, Bob. Okay, let's see what other questions are coming up here.
Yeah, gross indeed.
Gross pool and hot tub. Yeah, I guess I didn't miss anything. Have you ever seen much of a market for Nightmare Before Christmas stuff? There are some people who are very into it. And in the 1990s, it was very pricey, but the price of a lot of that stuff has come down in the last little while.
Was there a second Miss Beasley?
No. I don't necessarily film these videos in order. And so the video that showed the Mrs. Beasley was actually filmed while I was still setting up for the other auction that happened.
Well, it was kind of in order, but we were already doing the auction
Yeah.
before that the video had all come
Let's
out.
see. I have a foot tall Mandalorian Star Wars toy. Is it worth anything? Probably. Let's see. What did you wind up getting for Predator? Like a couple $1,000, 2,600 or 2,300. Not a whole lot. And then they take their percentage off.
Mm-hmm.
It was somebody got a really good deal because that thing was 10 grand. So, but overall the auction did really well. So I'm actually quite pleased.
Somebody said, Ellen said, Christmas pudding or mince pies? I don't know what either of those are. I don't think we have either of those.
Well, wouldn't a mince pie just be like a meat pie? Like mincemeat pie?
I don't know. That's not something we
I
usually
think probably
have.
Christmas pudding, but we don't do either of those things
No,
really.
I don't even know what they are.
Are you putting the doll collection through auction? Some of it is at auction right now, but a lot of the better dolls, like the 1800s dolls and that, we're probably going to list separately. So look for that on our Facebook, Instagram, or elsewhere, and we'll try and post those in the next little while here. I just needed I needed a break from going through all that stuff, and I need to look up all those dolls to see what they go for. Like, I was like, oh, who's the puppet, the Lamb Chops puppet lady?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, starts with an S, I think. Her name, Sherry Lewis. So I had a Sherry Lewis doll, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool, right? And I was gonna throw it in auction, and then you look online, and the Sherry Lewis doll is going for like, I don't know, $300 or something like that. So I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't put that in auction because it's pretty collectible, and she had all of her accessories and all of her bits. So yeah, some of that stuff was just, I don't know, I've gotta find the right market for it because I don't want to just give that stuff away.
Mincemeat is mostly apple and raisins with a ton of sugar.
Oh.
So you would have been eating something
That sounds
else.
like a butter tart. That sounds like the contents of a butter tart. A butter tart. A butter tart.
Did
Do you
you
like
get
sitting
my-
by the fireplace? Yes. Melissa is most often by the fireplace.
Oh, I don't know why I'm so cold. I am constantly cold. I am cold today. Can I say cold anymore? Yeah.
Somebody said, wow, you took a hit with that Predator. That's not how I see it.
Yeah.
We had an adventure. We like tripled our money on that investment. So I never ever look at those things as what did the individual item sell for?
Yeah.
You can't.
Because we bought it as a lot.
Yeah, we bought it as a lot. We paid X amount of dollars for it, and then you get a good return on it. So tripling your money on anything is really great because normally in retail you hope to double. So triple is a big bonus. So no, I don't feel like we lost out. Somebody got a deal on it, and I'm happy for them. But that person also had to get a truck and to load like, I don't know, 400-pound giant metal sculpture or whatever, might have been more than that, onto their truck and go and set it up and all that. So I am glad that is finding a new home and that I frankly don't have to go and get it. If it didn't sell, that'd be even worse.
I mean, shipping for somebody is not going to be.
No, shipping would have been crazy.
It would have been.
It sold locally. Melissa's gonna go get her sweater.
It's
'cause she's
across
cold.
the table.
But yeah, no, I'm happy for that to go, and I'm always happy if somebody gets a good deal at one of our auctions.
And it's an investment for them, so I hope
Let's
they get a
see.
pretty
Hello
good
for
price.
Nova Scotia. No snow here yet. You just jinxed yourself because Nova Scotia is on the east coast of Canada by the ocean.
And
what-
they get snow.
yeah,
like,
when you do get snow in Nova Scotia, it's like you can't even see your house. Like, you know those pictures on the news where like man shovels out his door just to get out the front door. That's what happens in
But
Nova
there's nowhere to
Scotia.
put the snow because like there's just snow in front of your door.
I've seen some pretty crazy
my God.
pictures of Nova Scotia in winter. So enjoy your lack of snow there.
It's not so bad. I mean, we're not far from the city. So, I mean, it snows. It's terrifying driving to work. And then magically the highways are pretty good again. I don't want to jinx it. We still have some to go.
We have a ton of snow here.
Yeah, we have snow.
We have Data Wasteline says, hello from Miami, Florida. Noso here. Hey, what was the oldest thing you ever bought in your life? Dinosaur stuff. We had dinosaur fossils. Those were,
yeah, that's
you
true.
can't beat a dinosaur fossil for age. That's about as old as it gets, just about. Or other than a rock, or, you know.
Did
but-
the guy get his mask back?
What?
Did the guy get his mask back?
His mask?
You know, the mask, the black mask.
Oh, no, I have to. Oh, thanks for reminding me. I got to go mail that thing out. Somebody want to know if the inappropriate, well, I guess appropriate for him, but if the
It's terrible.
accidental mask that got shipped to me has been in the mail. No, I should do that probably tomorrow. Do you imagine if, like, luckily he doesn't have to cross the border. I wouldn't want customs to open that thing and be like,
Track it back to you.
yeah, track it back to me.
What is this? Yeah.
Cost for the toy haul. That was a $5,000 investment for all those toys. And I've got a couple more episodes showing what we found in there. So I don't know. We'll see how that sale does. It's always hit and miss with toys. I mean, I figured a Christmas auction should do okay. There's a lot of collectibles, a lot of good items in there. So I think we'll do okay. I don't know that that's going to be a big win for us, but you know, it's out of somebody's basement and going to somebody else's home for the holiday season. So a lot of things that were just packed up are now going to be out in the wild again and being enjoyed by many other people. And I kept a couple things back myself too.
I'm glad that we had a chance to get it out before Christmas because there were a lot of neat items that people could use for Christmas presents. So
Somebody said they have a Tag Heuer stopwatch that's about, yeah, those are probably worth a few $100 if you have the box for it and it's working. I've had some of those, I've sold them for kind of around that. They can go for more, they can go for less. I mean, you just got to look online. It's not like a crazy expensive thing, but
we did not put lights on the outside of our house. We have a wreath on the outside of our house. We have the ability, we got power put in, what is that called? That overhang thing outside. Eaves?
Eves, yeah.
We just didn't.
Somebody said, do you know the YouTuber named Steve Wallace in Edmonton? No, I don't. I heard that there's some guy that does like camping adventures that's from here, that he goes and camps in random places. The only other YouTubers that I know, of course, are Josh and Hans and the folks that we've helped set channels up with. But I also do know Scott over at Cold War Motors, which is a good sized channel. And there's a lot of car people that are on my channel that also follow Scott. Scott and I share a common interest in weird vehicles. And he also has a Citroen SM, just like mine. And yeah, I went and actually, if you go to his channel, to Cold War Motors, you'll see he interviewed me the day after I bought my Citroen, and I took him out for a test drive in it. Not even knowing if I had gas in the car or if it was going to break down. I took it over to his place and we went for a romp in his area. But Scott's a good guy. He also gave me some parts I needed for my car, so he's a very good guy.
Okay, Archibald Vlogs at Outlook.com.
Sending warm wishes from Barbados. You can send your warm weather. That would be nice too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Drupad gives advice on his channel as well.
Oh yeah.
There's actually been a lot of YouTube channels we've tried to help set up over the last number of years. So, you know.
Oh yeah, I saw he had something come out recently. He's been doing a lot of shorts, Drupad, but they're good. I like the little shorts.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's called. When you know the little,
I think it's called Shorts.
like the Instagram and
Reels, maybe, I don't know.
whatever that is.
Greetings from the Green Bay. If a pocket watch doesn't have a brand, how do you figure out what brand it is, or if it's fine silver? Okay, so here's the thing. On an antique pocket watch, a lot of times the name on the dial wouldn't necessarily be the brand of watch it is. That would be a lot of times just the store it was sold as. They would brand the store name or the jewelry store That's what would be on the dial. And over the years, sometimes people would redial a pocket watch because the enamel would chip or break or for whatever reason. So they'd put a replacement dial on which would have nothing on it. So if you're looking at the dial of a pocket watch trying to figure what brand it is, in some cases you won't find that. The only way to really tell what brand your pocket watch is to open the back. Now the back of a pocket watch on a lot of American watches is threaded, so you actually unscrew it. But pay attention, if it has hinges on it, that means it's going to open in the opposite side of the hinge, and you can open it up and see. And on the movement, it will be Waltham or Hamilton or whatever it is, and that'll tell you who the movement is made by. But the case of the watch itself, they had many different companies that made cases, National Case Company, etc. And sometimes the watchmaker themselves would make the case. And if it's fine silver or if it's gold, the stamp is actually on the back of the inside of the movement. Like when you open the back, the main part of the watch up, it'll be on the large part stamped in there. And it might not be, if it's an English watch, it might be like a lion or something. It might not say 925 silver. In fact, I doubt whether it would ever say 925 silver. It might say sterling. It might say nickel silver, which is like a really low grade silver. Not really even kind of silver. But yeah, on a watch, and an English watch, it would actually be a stamp. Same with German or French watches too. It might be a number as well. If it's gold, it would say what the number of like 0.750 or, you know, whether it's 14 or 18 karat or whatever. Anyway, your information is on the inside of that watch, so very carefully. But if you get your watch open up, don't start poking around at the gears and stuff. It's very fragile. Don't stick your finger in there and start going, oh, look at this thing, it spins around. You're gonna bust something. So very carefully look at it. Don't touch anything on the inside because you could break it really easy. And then that should give you an idea of what it is. In fact, a lot of times the movement is the prettiest part of the watch. They have very nice etchings or filigree, and the watchmakers had a lot of care in what they did, and they would go to great efforts so that and the only reason they did this is so that when a fellow watchmaker would open that watch to service it, they'd be like, that's nice. Like, this person knew what they were doing. They had such care in their work that they made something as beautiful and as well made as they could, knowing that nobody other than another watchmaker might ever see it. So it's a beautiful trade, a beautiful craft. And if you ever look in the back of an old pocket watch, you'll be surprised and amazed. Especially if it has a lot of complications, like if it's a chronograph or if it's a repeater, the amount of gears and levers and doodads in there is not the official term. But yeah, they're great.
Lauren just said the coldest we've ever gotten was 16 degrees Celsius. During the summer, sometimes we have 16 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, in the morning.
I would be wearing shorts for sure if it were 16.
Let's see. Somebody said, dude, I imagine that Shelly's saying, did your son paint the parrot picture behind us? Yes. Stephen painted the big parrot behind us, and we have it above our fireplace. Yes, he did. And Stephen hasn't done a YouTube video in a while, actually.
No,
Speaking of other channels, he's working on something. So hopefully Stephen will get back at it. And the color of our walls is agreeable gray. And I see people asking that question. And it is agreeable. Douglas, if you want to know what was in the gift, you're going to have to, after this live feed is over, just scroll back to the 14-minute mark or so. And that's about the time that we open up the gift. And you can see what was in there. Yeah. Will you do a video on your favorite watches? Perhaps. I haven't even, I guess I'm wearing my Omega today, which is like a Japanese import from the 90s. I'm wearing this watch today, but I haven't been wearing a watch lately because I've been working on cars quite a bit and opening boxes, and I didn't want them to get damaged in there. What car would Alex like to add to his collection? You'll have to stay tuned because I have something very special planned for my car collection. And I'm pushing my chips across the table. I'm going all in. So you'll see very soon, probably in January, we'll do an unveiling of what the next vehicle or the addition to the car collection will be. But you'll see, and I think you'll think it's cool too. I don't know, maybe you won't. Who knows what people like or don't like. Anyhow, so guys, we are going to, I guess, end it here. It's been 84 minutes. We've been doing longer live feeds lately.
It's because we miss you guys.
We do, and it's nice just to chat every once in a while.
Yeah.
When you watch one of our videos, you don't get a chance to chat back and forth, and in these occasions, we do get a chance to chat, which is nice. So there we go. Rosie says, I like that you take your kids with you when you're picking. Yeah, I think they like to go, especially when we're clearing out a house or something. It is kind of fun to just dig through boxes and look for stuff. And, you know, they explore and find little treasures. And a lot of times when the kids are helping, we'll let them pick something out if they feel that they have a use for it or need for it. So
Yeah, it's nice to be able to find things rather than buying new, I think, a lot of times.
yeah,
Like
and
those big containers that I got for the sugar and flour and stuff.
that's the thing. We go through, this is a lot of people don't get. We go through a house like that. We find safes full of jewelry and diamond rings and gold and all
Yeah.
that stuff. What does Melissa want to keep? None of that stuff. She kept Tupperware containers. That's what she kept out of
The
that
big
house.
ones, because I mean, those are fantastic, firstly, but I was like, ooh, that would fit my flour.
Yeah.
That's actually what I kept. That and the peacock.
See, I'm lucky. When people are like, oh, well, you know, you should let Melissa take home whatever she wants. Well, Melissa has the option to take home whatever she wants, if whatever she needs.
But I don't want any of that. I would rather have stuff that I can use than. I know a lot of people were like, I can't believe you didn't get to pick a couple rings. If I'd wanted a couple rings, I'm sure Alexander would be like, yes, that's fine, of course. But I would rather have something useful. So
Yeah. So like Pyrex,
yeah.
Tupperware, that kind of stuff. If we have a home for it, there was a few cups that we brought back, I guess.
Yeah.
Melissa is extremely practical, and she is not the one who buys stuff in this house. That's me.
Yeah, but it's different because that's your job as well. So you're buying to sell. If I bought to sell, we'd be in big trouble.
No, Melissa buys and she keeps. Like, she will hang on to, like, those Pyrex bowls you'll probably have for like ever.
Yeah, somebody will be leafing through my stuff and be like, oh, Pyrex.
Yeah. This is a 1950s Pyrex Amish butter print
I
set,
have
complete.
some things that are just decorative, but very few.
Yeah. So no, and the things I keep, I don't keep, I have toys and things like that, like old collectible toys that I like, and I've got a couple nice
But
watches.
they're assets.
They're things that if it came down to it, and it has in the past, I've had nice collection of old toys and stuff before, and when the time came, I sold them all off. And I've got a decent little collection right now, which I'm happy with, but at the end of the day, it's just things, it's just stuff.
That's the worst when I find out somebody said old Tupperwares and BPA free. Don't tell me that. That was like with the Pyrex. I have the Amish print. And somebody said that blue has lead in it. I think about that every time I'm using it.
But
because,
it's on the outside. though.
yeah, I try very hard not to cross contaminate, but I'm using those bowls.
But it's like the uranium glass we were showing before, is that it has very low possibility of creating any kind of challenges, so it's generally pretty safe.
Oh, somebody recognized that that's a peace lily. I brought that back to life. I thought it needed full sun. It did not.
But guys, thank you so much for joining us on today's live chat. We're going to likely go upstairs, cuddle up, and watch a show ourselves. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening too, with the people that make you happy or the things that bring you joy tonight. And look forward to chatting with you again soon. Thank you so much for watching today's live feed. If you are online, you can see the things that I've been finding in the videos. They are up at the auction now. kauctions.ca. Look for the December 18th Curiosity Toy Sale or toy auction, and you can peruse to your heart's content, have a look and see the things that we found out of these boxes. And we still have a couple more unboxing videos to go, but lots of fun stuff. So guys, have a wonderful night. We'll see you all soon. And as always, bye for now.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys. Bye for now.